So when breaking news drops, people often ask me how I'm able to just crank out these like amazing poster posts for Instagram for the news when it just came out a few minutes ago. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you how to anticipate breaking news so you can be one of the first ones to post. Hey guys, my name is Chris and I'm in the MMA media, and I'm sharing all of my knowledge and wisdom about how to make it in the sports media industry. So one thing that's going to get you ahead in the sports media industry could be being on top of breaking news. Now, when you're just starting off as an amateur, you're probably not going to have the relationships to be able to actually break reliable news. But if you can't do that, you can at least be one of the very first people to post about that breaking news. What you don't want to be is the 81st person to post the exact same headline. So how can you be ready for breaking news if you don't have the inside scoop? Well, you're not going to be able to predict every kind of breaking news that hits the headlines, but you can at least do the best you can to anticipate what could be breaking news. So here's what I do. I've got a full roster of every single UFC fighter. I've got their names bolded and I've got them set in their rankings. And basically, as events are coming up, I'm looking at, okay, they need a headliner for this event. They need a headliner for this event. They need some good fights for this pay-per-view. What I will do on my computer is I will match make to the most logical of my ability. If I even hear about like, this fight is in the works, or the UFC president says he would like to make this fight, I will write that down. And once I've written down sort of all these like potential matchups that could be coming in the near future, what I will do is sort those fights by the most likely to be broken soon versus later. So then I have a to-do list of potential posts to create. So what you want to do is create a shell basically for each article or post. If you think that, for example, Francis Ngannou is going to fight John Jones, UFC 285 March 4th, right? That's a fight that is being talked about. We've heard the UFC wants that fight. So what I would do on my end is I'm already going to make a post as though that news is live. That way I have all the time in the world to fine tune it, to really think through it artistically of how can I make a poster that grabs people's attention, that people will want to share with their friends. So you want to be able to anticipate the news and then let that make your to-do list. So what I will do is I'll make an Instagram post with the poster already drawn up, with a caption and the hashtags already set, and I may put that in my drafts. And then if I need to go back and change little details about maybe that it got pushed back to a different date, or maybe the person that broke it is different, you can change all those details later. But just do everything that you can to make that post and let it sit there to where all that needs to be done is for you to change the details and then hit post. So that's one thing that you can do to anticipate the news and get ahead of everyone else. Because if you can be one of those first 4 or 5 people to post a headline, you are going to get so much more traction, so many more likes, so many more shares and comments than if you were to post it at the end of the day once it's already pretty much ran the whole entire news cycle. So by consistently being among the first people to post news, you're gonna build up a reputation as someone that people want to follow, because minutes and seconds count in the media industry. People are getting notifications on their phone when news drops. Of course, all this should be said with the caveat that you don't want to be a fake news poster. Too many media outlets, and I can even face this temptation too sometimes, is to be a fake news poster. We're all thirsty for the headlines. We all want to be first, but don't be someone who posts unreliable news. That will kill your audience. People will always go to the person that is the most reliable and also the quickest with news. So don't be someone to post fake news. There are plenty of times where I have held back posting about a fight because I would rather play the long game and not have my credibility take a dent than making sure that I was the first person to post this particular headline. I feel like I've gotten a pretty good reputation as being a noteworthy news source, and I really value that, and I want to keep that at all costs. And that in and of itself will set you apart from the competition just by only posting reliable things. So all this to say, don't be a fake news poster, and take all of what I've said about anticipating news with a grain of salt. So I hope you enjoyed those thoughts on how to anticipate the news. If you're wanting more ideas on how to break into the sports media industry, you can watch this video right here and it will get you off to a good start. See you next time.